Bonjour tout le monde! I just wanted to do a little voiceover to explain this video. So what you're watching was filmed in 2023. I had no plan for a YouTube channel whatsoever. All of these were done for family and friends. I did have an Instagram account and Facebook, and so, I just wanted to post updates. After a while, I decided that, well, maybe it was worth it to do a YouTube channel because what I want to do is, I think, a little special. But at that point, I had already filmed all of these clips, so none of this is very good. And I am very grateful for all of you that are still subscribing and watching. I promise it gets better. Next week, I will be back in the US with all my computer and everything, and I will do a face-to-face video to explain a little more of this. But right now, it's 2023. We are leaving and going back to Sacramento, California. So we are leaving France. And these are little clips that are showing what we found. 2 gardens in 2 cities, 2 different climates. It's a bit tricky. Mark did a fantastic job cleaning up this area completely. Well, almost. We do have to rent a truck to get rid of those, but it's starting to look like something. Although I do miss all the greenery there, but I mean, it was dead anyway. It had been done flowering, but it's already regrowing for the next, I guess during the fall it will flower again. And here is my little hedge. Goodbye, Nontron. I will miss you. So I'm back in Sacramento, and the garden was in a very poor state when I arrived. It's been a week now. I've been watering like crazy, but you can see, instead of turning to rose hips, they just dried up completely. I've been trimming all the dead stuff. It's leaving huge gaps. I lost a lot of plants. Now, it's probably a combination of the people taking care of the garden just are not gardeners. So they prioritized some things that I would not. And partly it's also that, the garden is getting older, so I'm losing plants that are also just getting old, too old. And the climate here is very, well, it's a very difficult climate for a plant. So while I was gone, there were 2 weeks of 108 basically, and warm winds. And yep, that did it. Everything, at this point all the leaves burn. There is no more moisture in the air, and it's just too difficult for the plants. So the mechanism is to lose all their leaves, and then you just hope that the roots will survive. My soil is now good in some places, fairly good in others, and it's still clay in quite a few places. Of course, I'm planting things that I know are going to withstand harsh conditions to a certain point, but even the butterfly bush just
That was just too much. But I've been watering, and look at that. It's coming back. So don't give up. I have to say, I mean, I wanted to cry when I come back. I mean, even the fig tree, I mean, it's looking tons better now. But it pretty much, I mean, I don't know what happened, because killing a fig tree is just like, but all the figs just dried up on the tree. Like, I've never seen that before. It lost a lot of its leaves. It should not be looking so sparse. The fruit that were there were tiny, tiny. Now that I've been watering, they are growing really fast. So hopefully I'll get to eat a few figs. These are even smaller. The tree fared better. It's an older tree. It's really big. I'm sure the roots go very far. I'm not even going to show you the vegetable garden. It's not a vegetable garden. Yeah, there is nothing going on in it. My daughter's garden is recuperating. Again, it's amazing how much nature can withstand really harsh conditions. It's really important to take care of your soil. And of course, my lovely, lovely oak tree planted by a squirrel is doing fantastic, because that is the kind of tree that really can withstand these conditions. Oh, look at that. Already? Wow. It even has galls. Huh. Amazing. Now this is the only plant that is still flowering in the garden. That's unusual. I should definitely have flowers, and partly it's because a lot of things died to the ground or completely, but also because I did not plant annuals this year. I wasn't there, so no sunflowers, no nothing. But still, I have plenty of sage. I have plenty of penstemons, and they should be flowering. They just died. So hopefully, in a few weeks' time, maybe faster than I think, I hope, I have flowers again, and the bees will have flowers, because that's the main thing. I'm seeing bees searching, and they are not finding anything. So let's hope.
I am back in Nontron. Well, I'll tell you later about everything that happened in the house, but in the garden I was pleasantly surprised, because I knew there was a drought. I knew that it had not been raining for weeks, and although the plants that I planted are not looking great, they did not die completely. So what happened is that for some of them, the leaves completely dropped. Obviously, it's a response to the dryness. The plant is trying to salve itself and conserve energy. And so, even though plants like this are looking really awful, but there is still life in there. You see the leaves, and the buds are coming back. Some branches are dead, the smaller ones, but otherwise, surprisingly, it's okay. I think that was a cassis, and it's gonna be fine. these are okay too. And so are these ones. In the back it's even starting to flower again. Leaves are coming back. The weather has been really, really hot here. Like, it's just not normal for October at all. But plants are resilient. And I guess I did a good enough job covering with, not leaving the ground open. And so quite a few things actually have grown. And these I did not plant. That's hollyhock, and I guess disturbing the soil and removing the blackberries meant that there is light for the seeds that were in the soil to germinate again. So I'm really very happy. Now the potager pot, well, I mean, it's the middle of October now. Tomatoes are not going to look great for sure, and they were starting to have a disease when I left. So the tomatoes are gone, but the basil, the sage, the thyme, the rosemary are doing fantastic. Let's see, because I haven't been here yet, so I'm seeing things for the first time, just as you. That doesn't look good. The artichokes are just really struggling, but they are not dead. I'm going to give it a bit of water to some of the plants. Try to give it a boost, but we are expecting rain, and it will last for quite a few days, so they should get a deep watering. The cosmos, I mean, I was so sure there would not be any, but they are here. And they are making seeds, so next year I should have plenty. The Joe Pye weed just must have been really beautiful. There is lots of it. And the paths closed up again. It's not as dramatic as before, but good thing I came back because I need to keep it. Oh, the trees. Poor trees. Well, I hope they are gonna be okay. They probably are. I'm sure their roots must have been going down quite a bit. I hope so. I really don't want to lose these trees. The blackberries were plentiful, but they either have been eaten by the birds or they dried up. They're like completely dried up. Well, I was not even expecting to find it alive at all. But the zucchini, I mean, hey, with the rain coming, maybe I'll get some zucchini, but we're going to be in the 60s, so not sure about that. That's okay. I got some starters for salads, for lettuce, and for what did I get? Oh, blet. What is that in English again? I'll look it up. Now, what is really impressive right now are the amounts of bees, of pollinators of all sorts on the... Whoa. That's a big one. That's a Asiatic frelon. These are obviously, since they are Asian, I mean they are invasive, they are beautiful, but they are unfortunately killing the native species. But they are all over France right now. It's unfortunate, but I don't know what to do about it. So I don't know. It's windy today, so there isn't as many bees as yesterday, but yesterday the buzzing was so loud. It was like hearing a car. When I come back here, I'm reminded of just how many insects there are in the world. It's really bad in California right now. I don't know for the rest of the US, but when I mean bad, it's like it's really bad. My garden in California is grown for pollinators, and yeah, not many of those, which means that there aren't many birds either. It really is a shame. And the discussion is, it's really striking the difference in conversations in the US and in Europe. In France, everybody is talking about it. Everybody is talking about the lack of water, about biodiversity declining, but not just talking about it. They are presenting solutions. They are actually actively telling people, don't do this anymore. And if you want to help, here's what you can do. But and that's like in the news all the time. And it's a very different atmosphere in the US about these things. I don't quite understand, considering it's everybody's life at stake. And nobody over there seems to be particularly bothered unless they are gardeners or wildlife lovers. But it should be everybody's business. It's not. This is not a gardening issue or animal lover issue. It truly is the survival of everything, including us. So it is really, really odd to me that it is just reduced to a conversation about, let's plant a few flowers in the garden to help the monarchs or something like that, which is I mean, that's great, but you should be planting for all pollinators and not just specific insects. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I mean, there are so many pollinators right now on this. I still haven't gotten a guide about all the various bees, species, and other pollinators. I really need to get that. But there's going to be quite a few expense done in the house this trip, so it's a little running out of funds is the word. I don't know if you remember, but all these little kittens, well, all of them are gone except for one, because I wanted to keep one, basically. I mean, we actually tried, but since nobody seemed to be very interested, and I didn't want to make it, like a huge work for everybody, and I didn't mind having 2 cats. So one of them is still with us, and is going to stay with us. Well, trying to not walk into this web, but then I get caught by blackberries on the other side. This is what I came down to do today. Is cut blackberries to make the paths open again. Because with all the water that is going to come, Yeah, they are going to grow very quickly. The hazelnuts look like they got roasted in the oven. That's how hot it has been. It's just unbelievable. Okay, so I had planted something here and it is still here. Not doing fantastic, but I certainly was not expecting that. First of all, it's only let's see, it's only three months ago that I planted, and it was in the summer and I left and it never got watered again. This is how hot it got, and this is quite in the shade too. So pretty. In spite of all the struggles, it is still so beautiful. And nothing actually died. The trees lost their leaves. Some flowers are not going to show up, but you never know. Maybe in spite of the cooler weather, they'll make an appearance later. But it is a very good time now to be planting a lot of plants, and so I'm going to do this trip too. Let's look here. Yep. Look at that. New shoots. This is awesome. Oh, that is a beautiful color. This is going to be quite spectacular when it's grown. Oh, the ivy lost its leaves, some of it, but look at that, it's flowering and making berries. This is fantastic. The hawthorn is alive, but it's getting... I'm going to remove a blackberry there because when it's older, when the hawthorn is older, it will be just fine. But right now, I don't want it to struggle even more than it is. But look at that. Tiny little leaves coming back. So everything is alive. My goodness, there are so many bees. My God. There's got to be one for each flower on that ivy. This is just incredible. The colors are changing, but not like they should be, because it has been too hot. So, you know, the spectacular colors in fall really are best when the weather is cold. But colder weather is coming, and there will be moisture, and it will help that too. But still beautiful. You can see the colors coming. Yep. That's gotta hurt when it stings. No, I'm not scared. They are way too busy to be bothering with me. Oh, and the hazelnuts are making flowers. I don't know that this is normal. Huh. I thought they got flowers in the spring. But maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Well, it's time for me to get to work. I'm going to trim back the blackberries. Oh, yes, I was telling you, sorry. So the kittens. So at some point there were 7 cats in the house and nobody was there full time. Julie was coming twice a day, feeding them, cleaning everything she could find and stuff like that, but they did a lot of damage before they got trained to go into the litter box. So I'm not going to give you any details, but I've got to find another mattress. Mattresses are so expensive. And the vacuum decided to just crap out on me this time, so I can't even give a thorough cleaning to the house. So I've got to get a vacuum, basically, obviously. And yeah, and I need to order plants. I'm going to plant my lettuces today, I'm hoping, because with the rain coming that will be perfect. Still so pretty. Whoa, that's a huge bumblebee. Oh, it made its house in the ground there, I think. Yep, looks like it. Alright. I guess I've been procrastinating. Is that the word? Procrastinating. Anyway, I need to get to work. Okay, so I opened the path again. The blackberries had actually grown a lot more than I thought they did. I'm leaving these, even though it's really blocking the path, but I'm leaving them because the seeds are not ripe. And I love just the seeds, the seed pods. So it's a little annoying because it's where the path for this pile is, but you know. So I wanted to open all the paths, first of all, so that the blackberries do not take over again, but also because I planted a bay laurel tree in the back and I wanted to check on it. And there was also some mystery plants going from the ground where I was cutting blackberries last year, so I wanted to see. So I thought it would be just fine because this is where a lot of nettles grow, which means that the ground stays moist enough for them to, if the nettles are growing, I thought the bay laurel tree would be just fine. And it is. I couldn't find it for the longest time though. I had to cut a lot of things to get to it. And I'm definitely leaving all the nettles that I cut on the ground because it makes the soil very rich. I'm looking forward to making soup in just a little bit. There is a lot of nettles. I got stung all over. But the bay laurel is doing great and actually has put up new leaves. The soil must be really rich with the nettles making compost year after year. So I am thrilled. The poor peach tree is looking, it really needs water. It's about to give up. And I saw that at least one of the vines is still just fine. So here is one. Oh yeah, there it is. I noted down a little. Sorry, not in the camera. That might be cucumber, maybe. I'm not seeing any fruit yet. I mean, of course, I did cut some things around it just a little. And I got a path all the way over there, but it's not receiving enough water or sunshine, I'm sure. But maybe it will do something before the frost comes. The sun is going down. Look how beautiful. I hope these trees make it. The one over there is really not looking too good, but they are very young in spite of their size. But that probably means their roots grew very fast too, so. God, I love these. So pretty. Well, now I'm going to water as much as I can before the sun goes down. It's supposed to be sprinkling tonight, but only a sprinkle, so until the real rains come, they will need a little bit of a boost. I mean, I'm not going to water it every day at all. I'm going to water it once, and we'll see what happens. So I realized it's the same day, but I realized I forgot to film in this garden. It did suffer a lot from the heat too. It gets really hot in here because it's surrounded by walls, so it's always protected. I forgot to plant this plant, or I ran out of time. I don't remember. And not looking good. I did give it some water, so we'll see. But in a pot, it's not likely that it survived. The peach tree is actually doing okay. It's thirsty, but it's fine. The pear tree lost all of its leaves and pears. They all dried up and fell. The mint that I had planted here survived, actually. So I gave it some water yesterday because I did come in here to get the cat. These are so pretty. Quite a few bees on them too. All the seed pods from the morning glory is just really pretty. I mean, it's not dead. It's not looking really good, but it's not dead, so oh well. I'm waiting for the rain to come because it is so dry, and I mean, it's just dry as a rock. The ground is dry as a rock, and I can't even weed, but in a few days I'll be able to. My goodness. It's so uplifting to see all these insects. Well, time to go make dinner.